Hello everybody, my name is Tasman and welcome to another NZ Wild Adventure. So we've got 4 weeks up our sleeve and a very trusty red current, and so we're just going to go from Southland all the way up to Dusky Sound, then up to Doubtful and across to Manapuri over the next 4 weeks. So should be a bit of fun. We'll do some fishing and some diving and some hunting, see what we can catch, see what we can eat, see what we can explore, just have a good time. So last night we just nipped across from Southland, just made it to Puysegur Point. There's the Puysegur landing shed behind me. And we're gonna this afternoon head across to Dusky Sound and do a bit more exploring there because I already explored the sound quite a lot 3 years ago. Westy's house is just on the other side there. Oh, thank you very much. The green islet. Just a morning walk checking out my refueling. The weather for the next 10 days is looking pretty mint. So there's not even that much rain on the forecast, it's just weird, and only 2 days, which is sort of 30 knots. But other than that, looking really good. It's the 11th of July, so it's the middle of winter, and it's nowhere near as cold as I thought it would be yet anyway, but it's rather nice. It's probably at least 10 degrees. It was a wee bit bumpy yesterday, so it took me 5.5 hours from Garden Bay, which is just west of Riverton, to here. But I might just take the rifle for a quick wander along the tramway towards the lighthouse. So this tramway is how they used to take the oil to the Puysegur Point lighthouse. So we'll just walk along here a little bit and see how far we get. I think there's quite a few deer around here, so we might bump into something. Quite a few deer prints. Oh, there's a kaka. Cool. That was awesome. I didn't know that they did that, but I am glad that they seem to enjoy eating dead wood more than rubber. There's the lighthouse. Looking pretty calm out there. I've been out to this lighthouse before, but it was before we started the channel 3 years ago, so I just figured I'll just push out there and show you guys around a little bit, because it is quite interesting. A bit of light jogging. Oh, it looks like the helicopter dropped off a couple of people. Go say hi. So much grass. I'd say if there were any deer, there won't be now after that helicopter went past. Not a bad lightkeeper's house. Sorry, no close-ups of the lighthouse. These guys just turned up. But they're staying at Kisby Lodge, which is just 10 k's into the inlet. Right. Better make a quick time back. The main problem with channels is when they get muddy, they get extremely slippery between the channel and the foot. Jolly good. Got it down to an hour and a half round trip, so just pack up the boat and head off now. It's 12, so hopefully we'll get to Dusky with plenty of light left. My trip 3 years ago. Don't know why I sound like that though. We'll just have to drag everything back down the beach. The new welding seems to be holding up nicely. That's me all packed up, just took 45 minutes, way too much crap. It is glassing off and it's looking beautiful. So out Otago Retreat and to the right. Pretty much exactly zero wind, it's just a bit choppy. There's chalky behind me. Just inside Tamatea, Dusky Sound. Look for a campsite around somewhere around here. See if there's a spot here. Looks like somebody's posse. I think this is a natural, like, hemp rope. It's fascinating. Yeah, it looks like somebody's made camp before here. I think here looks pretty good. It's very cold. But this pontoon looks a bit flaccid. Hope there's not a hole. Very good. She's just sitting there very happily. It took 3 hours from Puysegur, though. It was a bit bumpier than I was hoping it would be. Maybe 10 or 15 knots on the nose and quite a bit of chop. But super nice and calm in here. There's a creepy and weird amount of just like million-year-old rope in this bit of forest where camp is. A sail. It all looks like it's been here for 1,000 years. More in the tree above camp. Get a bit of dinner on the go. A couple of very small seals. But it's just deep enough. I think I might just go for a quick dive off here. See if I can find a crayfish before the tide comes in too far. I stepped in and was immediately greeted by a suckle of very nice sized power. So I grabbed a couple of the biggest ones and stuck them in the shallows for later. Beautiful warm water around 13 degrees with maybe 10 metres of visibility and no obvious freshwater layer, so it was very clear. Awesome to have the sunlight out, making the colours really pop. It wasn't long before I spotted a nice sized blue murky lurking down below. Quick bleed and icky after a perfect shot. Nice fish. Awesome. A little further along I found this crack full of crayfish, only a couple of metres deep. So I lined up on the largest one and lunged in for the welder's grab. This one wasn't berry, so straight back she goes. A bit shallower in the same crack was this nice sized buck. Unfortunately, all I managed to get was a mushed thumb, as you can see in this other angle. Cruising along the surface, I spotted some feelers at around 5 metres, so down I went for a closer inspection. An easy grab and I had a firm grasp on a nice large female without eggs, unusual for this time of year. Awesome! Female Nottenberry, which is interesting. Swimming along the coast, another buck in the shallows. Unfortunately a bit fast for me and in a great hole, so just the one crayfish for the day. So maybe 30 k's on this dive. Kinda was expecting more for Fiordland, but I was probably just in the wrong spot. I actually thought it would be colder, so I was wearing my 3mm shorty underneath the regular 7mm wetsuit. This female in Berry had nowhere to go. So just an hour and a half in the water. It was a fantastic dive. It was a lovely dive, so plenty of murky and butterfish and power. Not quite as many crayfish as I thought I would, but there wasn't very much good territory, so that might have been part of it. But I got a nice sized female, so it's great. And there were quite a few tiny little crayfish which are like this big, which is quite cute. And the fantastic thing about staying on such a tiny island with no running water is that there's no sandflies. It's rather lovely. Just going to get some fresh water and make sure the auxiliary is running well. I actually haven't tried the 3.3 horsepower auxiliary with an empty boat yet, so we'll see how fast it can go. Luncheon Cove. I wonder if there might be a flounder in these sandy flats. The nice fat blue cod. Nice. Interesting barge hut things. Must be for the crayfishermen. Doesn't look like anybody's home there. Well, this is disgusting. It looks like concrete, but it's actually plastic. Massive burn pile of plastic. Pretty disgusting in what should be a pretty pristine environment. Here's the crack that I was this morning. See one crayfish down there, tiny one. And that's the buck that I was trying to get earlier. Just a couple meters deep at the high tide. Isn't this lovely? Another carry, that's pretty cool. Also a couple meters deep. I might leave the boat out of the water tonight. Yeah, there's power that I got earlier, ready for the collection to maybe tomorrow. But I'm going to be quite hungry, so we might have a bit of a crayfish cook up. Wow, there's a couple of hours later and the legs are still moving. That's pretty good. Not often that I can get the whole leg out. So succulent. Not a bad size. Maybe 2.5 meters. Pretty cool to see in the shallows. Just had a couple of visitors from one of the larger charter boats. Delicious. That was cute, but it looks like another beautiful day in paradise, so I'm just going to take the boat over to Luncheon Cove and see if I can spot a kakapo. Good breakfast. It's pretty cool. It's not going anywhere. Quite pretty. Remove bark from a tree like this. Got some kind of parrot. I think it might be a kaka there. Come to think of it, maybe kakapo or flightless. I can't really remember. I honestly have no idea what this signs mean. Let's go this way. I know kakapo for me, but it's still a nice little walk. Wonder what that bird is. Oops, just ran out of fuel. Luckily camp's just over there by that big boat.
What's your name?
Tasman.
Oh, Tasman, you're that crazy fellow that does all those missions everywhere.
Correct.
Come here, bro, I'll shake your hand. Oh, closer, closer. Oh, cheer, bro.
Nice to meet you.
You too, mate.
So where have you come from today?
That was hilarious. Meet the legend himself, Josh James. What are the chances? Very, very odd timing. They seem nice though. What activity in the bay? Oh, he's gonna jump.
Hey, we're just cruising around on the big boat over there, and then we see some fella in a little red boat, and we're like, oh, what the hell? What's he doing out here? I asked him if he was looking for New Zealand. He said, no, I'm all good at cruising by, and he come to say hi, and I realised it was Tasman, and then Tasman recognised me, and we were like, hey, and I was like, and then he went, hey, and it was pretty sweet. We come up, check out his camp over here, and he's in there for 4 weeks, unreal. So I'm pretty glad to have met him, especially in a spot like this too. That's kind of where I thought I'd run into him, in the middle of nowhere.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, how's the weather, eh?
That's beautiful.
Don't often get it like this down here.
I was shocked. And away they go. That's funny. Well, it was buzzy as Josh James came in with his son Sonny and came and checked out camp. I'm sure most of you guys know, but Josh James is quite a well-known outdoors personality here in New Zealand. But it's quite enough excitement for one day, I think. My food chest took a bit of structural damage. The problem with being just one guy by myself is that there's only so much fish that I can eat, so that moki has lasted me the last couple of days, so I can almost go fishing again. It is fascinating. These last couple of days have been a bit windier, so that's the reason I've stayed off the water largely. But tomorrow I think I'll head further into Dusky Sound and then maybe do a little walk. I figured I'd freshen up the name a bit. All better now. The public are totally fine to come and visit these small islands in Dusky and Doubtful, but you've just got to self-quarantine and make sure you don't bring any small vermins onto the island. Last of the mookie curry. Nice. Rather rude awakening. Looks like maybe 5 or 10 knots out there, so I'll pack up and then head off. Morning tea. Puysegur Harbour. It's a little windy than I was hoping it would be on the nose, so we'll check out this historical spot. What a nice boardwalk. I actually thought this observatory would be way up the hill, but it looks like it's only a few meters, which is quite nice. Small triangulation post. I'm going to go right ahead and assume that these stumps are where Cook and his men observed the transit of Venus. I really have no idea, this might be a completely different spot. Isn't that bark cool? Try spotted fishing perhaps. That was easy. Feels pretty big too. Massive blue top. Nice! That's dinner for tonight. Excellent. That was bizarrely easy. Excellent, nice size cod. Well, that took like all of 30 seconds in the first spot that I tried on the first drop. Might just quickly see if we can catch another. Just put it down and pull it up again. I was not expecting it to be this easy. Nice size fish. Lovely couple fish. Looks like it's coming off a bit too, which is nice. It should be a bit less splashy. Beautiful clear water. Squiggle looks like a snake. turned out lovely. It's beautiful. It's really glassed off now. This is what I signed up for. But this has been Long Island, and we're just going to duck between it and Cooper Island and then camp somewhere over there. Epic little gap between the islands. Not very deep. Might just hit. Wow. What a cool little inlet. See if we can spot a crayfish. I'm thinking we might head into those tops in the next episode. That looks like a thick frost. It's definitely a bit colder further into the sound. Damn! This is more what I was expecting. Just a permanent cold. But a very cool cove. Let's head back out and find somewhere to camp. Nice and warm. Go have a look in here. Nothing obviously good in there. Just trying to find a good flat spot. This is the best so far, not particularly good. Crispy. Nowhere in particular is looking good and nice. Cool spot. And no sandflies yet, which is extremely weird because there's quite a lot of running water around. Doesn't look like much in the way of deer sign, don't think. Another possible campsite up here. It's actually quite dry just here, weirdly enough. Yeah, this looks great. Time for a bit of tea. Start to mash than do the blue cod. That's a lot of cream. Let that simmer for a bit. So white. Oh, that's nice. But it's now quite cold, so I'm going to finish the rest off on the tent. But I'm going to call the episode there. It's been a wonderful trip so far. I couldn't have asked for any better. I mean, we've had 6 days without a drop of rain in Fiordland, unheard of, and hardly any sandflies, like zero, exactly zero here. Caught plenty of seafood so far, but no deer yet. So I'm just going to push into the tops in the next episode and see if we can find anything. But thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please like the video or even drop us a comment, because those things really help the channel out. And I'll see you in the next adventure as we continue around Dusky and then head up to Dartpool. But I've already explored this. But I've already explored preservation. What was the other bit of the story? And in the it is the what is it? Feel is at around 5 meters. So down I went for a closer inspection. The problem with being just one guy is that there is only so much fish. The problem with being only one guy. I'm gonna go right ahead, and it's I'm going to, and it's super creamy. Though that might be the, and it's super creamy. That might have something to do with the nearly half litre of cream up in it.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Oh, I'll get a handshake on camera too.
Okay, sure.